Hello everybody, welcome to the channel, and this video is going to be how I make my ribs. I'm going to start by trimming off some of this excess fat you see laying around. Take off as much as you want, whatever you feel comfortable with. You're not going to be able to get it all off, so just do whatever you like. Oh yeah, got a bunch right here. Okay, just throw those away, get them out of the way. Now this is the skirt. That has to come off. I will save this and cook it later. It's great for soup. Now this part here, the flap on the end is pretty thin. It's going to cook a lot faster. So I'm going to calculate where the meaty part of the ribs are, which would make it about right here, just the size of my cutting board. And I'm just going to slice it right down the middle. This again I'm going to save, cook it, and use it for soup later. Next will be removing the membrane, which is a skin part that lays right across these bones. The best way to do that, just get a kitchen knife, find a spot, and go underneath it and just lift it up. Do this slowly, 2 or 3 bones, get it started. And to make grabbing easier, you should get a piece of paper towel so you can get a good grip on it and slowly pull it up. This is probably the hardest part of the process. And it doesn't always come off in one piece, but at least we can get most of it. Okay, that should be all of it right there. Alright, that looks good. Let me go ahead and wash this side. Put the ribs back down. I'm going to use some apple juice, a sprayer, and I'm going to spray it liberally with apple juice. This helps tenderize the meat and give it some flavor. Okay, now these are ready to go back into the refrigerator until I get my grill set up and ready to go. Give them a little cover. And back in the refrigerator there we'll go. This is the setup of the grill. I've got approximately 5 stacks of charcoal. I'm using Kingsford mesquite flavored for the first time. That way I don't have to use any wood for flavoring. Pan in here. I've got hot water in it already. I'm going to light my chimney. I've got some of my old charcoal in there. They say not to use it, but it's just a starter. Now all I have to do is set this down, wait for that charcoal to start, and I'm gonna put it to the end. And now it's time to get the ribs dressed and ready to go. I'm gonna now season my ribs, and I'm using Holy Smokes pork and meat rub. I'm trying this because it has very little salt in it. A lot of the ones you buy at the store, either your Walmart or here in Texas, the H-E-B, they have many different types. You just have to find one that fits you, that you like. Now this is a rub, so all I'm gonna do is sprinkle some all over. Be a little generous with it, and like they say, just work it in. Get it in every spot that you can. That should be enough for the bone side. Now for the meat side, same thing. That looks about right. Looking good. So I'm going to set these back in a pan, leave it covered so that the flavoring can soak into the meat, and also leave it outside so that the meat can come up to room temperature and ready to go on the grill. It looks like the coals are nice and hot. That's ready. I'm going to just use this to start the main grill. I'm going to pour these here on the end. A little too much, but it's all already been used charcoal, so it won't hurt that much. Now I'm ready to put the lid on. I also have another pan for water. Hot water. I'll fill this one up about halfway. Keep monitoring it every 30 minutes. Now I can just put the lid on it. If you'll notice, I have a thermometer built into the grill. That'll tell me what the temperature of the fire is. And then I'm going to use an oven thermometer for the inside to tell me what the temperature of the grill is, because this is where I'm going to be placing the rack of ribs, so I want to know what the temperature on this side of the grill is also. So we're just going to close this up. Outside thermometer sitting steady at about 270 degrees, and my inside thermometer is sitting right at 200. You want to cook a rack of ribs around 225 to 250. So this is holding steady for about 20 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and place my rack of ribs on there. Like this. The skirt that is unseasoned is going to be cooked for only about an hour. And the piece that I'm going to use for soup is going to go in to be cooked only for an hour. So I'm going to let this sit. Every half hour I'm going to come out here, take a look at it, check the water, spray some apple juice on the meat, flip them over, and cover them back up. Come out and check it every 30 minutes, and we'll be good to go in about 3 hours. All right, we're back out here on the grill. It's been 3 hours. these are ready to be put inside and wrapped in tin foil. As you can see, my grill is holding steady, 250, 60 maybe. All this time on the inside, these are the ribs. Temperature steady at 200, give or take. Here you have the ribs inside and out. This is what the bottom looks like. Real good looking. So let me pack this up, take them inside. We'll be right back. For the last hour in the cooking process, I'm going to wrap the ribs in 2 layers of tin foil. First, I'm going to add some butter. I'm going to spray the meat side first because that's going to go down. Give it a little bit more flavor, tenderness. Meat side down. I'm going to do the same for the bone side. Add just a little bit. Spray it down well. And I'm going to cover it and wrap them up real good. Now that it's good and sealed, it will go back out on the grill, meat side down, for 1 more hour. Okay, as you can see, I have just enough charcoal for about 1 more hour of burn. So I'm going to mix this up. Perfect. I don't need the water pans because the ribs are wrapped in tin foil. But I'm going to leave that big bad boy in there. Set my grill back on. And place my ribs in direct heat as always. And just let them cook, wrapped up for another hour. Okay, it's been 20 minutes since I took this off the grill. I've let it sit here, let it rest for 20 minutes. Time to open it up and see what it looks like. Here you have it, the finished ribs. Oh yeah, look at that juice. Okay, coming over to the cutting board. Okay, normally when you cut some ribs, you would slice them right down the middle. There is another cut you can use, which is called the Texas cut, where you cut right next to the bone on one side, skip one, and cut right next to the bone on the other side, giving you a meat on both sides of the bone. So let's try that now. That's the end piece. Here's the first cut, and this is going to be a Texas cut right here. The end result is a bone in the middle and meat on both sides. Look at that. Just perfect. So that's how you cut. The rest I will just trim it, and this is how it looks like. And just for the show, I'm going to take a bite, taste test. It all looks good to me right out of the middle. Look at that. So soft, tender, and the taste is amazing. This is what you want. Not too much flavor. It tastes like pork, and you can almost see the bite mark. That's close to competition as you can get. Thank you for watching this video. If you would, please like it, subscribe. There's more good eating videos coming. Stay tuned. Thank you.